Hello and welcome, as it is the 20th day of June 2019. I want to talk about my spreadsheet ratio trading. Here's a ratio of Litecoin and Ethereum, which is easy to trade without even, as it is, there's a lot of exchanges that will have an Ethereum Litecoin cross. Binance, Bittrex, maybe Poloniex. Well, there's the Bittrex one I'm looking at here. Right now the ratio's at a half. That means one Litecoin is worth a half of Ethereum, or two Litecoins, one Ethereum. Okay then, so why don't I trade this? Well, one is volatility sucks. Ethereum is about, you know, probably about the second worst volatile coin I can think of right now for lowest volatility. Bitcoin being the third worst and Monero being the worst. And I haven't really looked at other ones to say which ones could squeak in there, but what I don't like to do is trade two low volatile coins with each other, and Litecoin is also not as low, but it is a low volatile moving coin as well. And also, I like coins that are fast to send on the chain, and Ethereum and Litecoin both pass for that. I also like coins that are cheap to take off, and Litecoin is fair, and Ethereum is a ripoff. For it's like zero point zero 0.01 Ether to take it off. So for a coin that's well over 200 bucks, that's like well over $2 to take off. That's like way too much for me, especially when I do several withdrawals the way I trade. I like to keep pretty much all my coins off the exchange nowadays, and I don't think I could ever go back to like, oh, let's just put a whole bunch of orders in, even those insane orders that can hit where I'm going to put an order here for like say 3 or 4 units. Just in case, of course, nothing like that has ever happened on this exchange since it's started. But on any given day, maybe this goes way up to 3, or maybe I have a buy order way down here at say point 0.10, and it hits, and then just someone just sells it all the way down the exchange. I don't want to try that. Not anymore. Not after the whole Cryptopia fiasco that I had to go through. I want to control my own private keys, and this is stuff I was hearing about back in like the early days, like 2017 to me is the early days. And what we'll notice on here, this is my spreadsheet now, and the coins that I trade. I manually put these numbers in, although I talked before about how you can get it automatically done. But whatever, I can. This works for me. With all of these coins, they usually don't take too long to get on there. Bitcoin Cash is a nuisance. That is so. Wow. What can I say about Bitcoin Cash? It could take hours when you. And there's like 20, 30 confirmations on all these sites. That's a lot. 14 on Poloniex. There's a lot of confirmations to get it there. It took me 2.5 hours today. It worked out in my favor for an extra percentage on a ratio trade, but percent and a half even extra. But uh, like Dash doesn't take long. It's a little costly taking gas Dash off, but not really. It's about I don't know, 17 cents, 20 cents. DGB doesn't like cost like nothing, like point 0.1 or point 0.2 to take it off. Minutes to transfer. Ethereum Classic is like hardly anything to like its cost or nothing. Go fastest move. Its transfer fees like nothing. GRS has got like no transfer fees. Komodo's pretty much nothing. Litecoin. Well, Bittrex is point zero 0.01. That's just too expensive. But it's point double zero 0.001 on like Binance and Poloniex. So at the current prices of like $130, that's like 13 cents. That's high for me, but it's not too high, and I'll pay it. I don't mind paying 13 cents. But I mean, you talk about what's the highest I'd pay. I'm not paying $2 or $3 when I just move coins in, especially if I'm moving 70, 80 bucks in to trade. I'm gonna move 75 bucks in for Litecoin to buy 75 bucks worth of like say Ethereum, and then have to pay 2.5 bucks for that 75. No way, no way. But if it's taking 75 bucks and 20 cents of my Litecoin off, and I get 75.04 worth because of that transfer, that I can work with. Neo, that's fast moving, cheap to take off. In fact, it's free. Neo is free, basically. It's pretty much free. Qtum, fast, cheap. Sky, fast and cheap. Theta, I mean, 45 seconds to go from my own cold wall hardware wallet to move from there to my Binance exchange. 45, 50 seconds later, it's confirmed and ready to sell on the exchange. Tron, cheap. Ripple, cheap. And Ripple's fast as well, too. Send your Ripple from there like a minute. It's not long at all. It's fast. So how this works is I manually put the prices in there, and then I'll automatically know how many satoshis this is. When I put Litecoin in, of course, it's the 1420 handle, like 0.0142. And then what this does is can now divide the numbers in here. So this is what the ratio is. As so, like Bitcoin Cash and ARC, it's dividing the two, and then whichever the decimals are. This is last trade. I manually put these numbers in. So when I make a trade, whatever I get is what I put in here. So then what this does here, I take the highest number, subtract the lowest number, and then I divide it by the lowest number. And that tells me what the move is cents. So I don't even look at a market until it gets to like 5%. So I'm looking at Dash and Theta, but I've been looking at that for a while. It's really not budging too much. But I really don't want to make a trade on that until it pierces down anything below around 1200 or below on the downside. We got this one, Komodo and Litecoin at 6.29%. I'm probably, it's getting close, but I'd like to see 7-8% if I can. But I might end up just scooping a buy at some point, and then nothing here is at 5. And below here, I have a whole bunch of sheets. I got Theta. These are all the crosses, not counting Go, that I trade against Theta. This is my Bitcoin Cash and DGB. I won't show that one. Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. I will show some of them. Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, DGB, Litecoin, Grosscoin and Litecoin, Tron and Litecoin. I'll show that one. I'm going to show Go as well. This is Komodo and Litecoin. This is GRS and DGB, and this is Litecoin against Bitcoin. And other Litecoin assorted stuff, and I'm not going to show that. What I will show is these two in here. As Go is one of the ones I got a lot of different crosses on. As we can see there, we got Go against Sky, we got Go against Qtum, Go against Litecoin. I should have a fourth. I should have 4 of them on here. Go Theta, Go Sky, Go Qtum, Go Litecoin. And they're smaller stakes than coins like the Theta. Like a lot of them are bigger stakes. Like the biggest ones, the Bitcoin Cash Litecoin is large stakes for me. As is Bitcoin Cash DGB, as is Bitcoin DGB and Litecoin. This is pretty decent sized stakes as well, GRS LTC. Tron and Litecoin not as much, which is why I'm showing it. Komodo is medium stakes, GRS and DGB is low stakes, or no medium stakes. And then Litecoin is what I do. Again, it's like a summary tab of other different things. So anyway, let's just assume I'm going to make a trade. I'm going to first go to the Tron and Litecoin one. So in here, this is where the Tron price is, this is the Litecoin, this is the ratio. So I got date, which starts June the 1st. Litecoin, how many comes in or how many comes out. Tron, and what the price is. This number is negative. This number divided by that. Because one of these has to be negative, one of them has to be positive. So on June the 1st, I sold 2,400 Tron, I got 3/4 of a Litecoin. And I decided early this month I gotta play lower size moves. Let the big moves happen organically because I was trying to force 25, 24, 30% moves, and I mean that's fine, especially for and really majorly especially for somebody who spends little time within this. But for somebody like me, that's not where I want to be at. Well, yes and no, but anyway. There's actually more profit if you play shorter term, I believe. So anyway, so June the 3rd, we can see we got trade on June 3rd, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I haven't made a trade in 8 days. That's what's interesting about this. It just has not been moving this ratio. It's in like a nice sideways funk. But on June the 3rd, I sold 1,001 Tron for 0.3478 Litecoin. And then in here, I took the exact same amount of Litecoin I had before, and I flipped it back for 1097. And then the next day I took that same 1097, I flipped it back for 0.37. And then 2 days later I took that 37, I flipped it for 1187. And then the next day I took another negative 35 and I flipped it for 1226. And then another 35 for 1334 here. The bold means buybacks have come into play. So this one here, the last trade, is losing 1/3 of a Litecoin for 1352 at 40.96. And right now the current ratio is 41.64. And what I also do on this is some statistics, which is very simple. The sum of this, and then what its price is. Very simple. So I have lost. I'm at a quarter of a Litecoin making. I've gained 1,708 Tron more than what I started with for a fee, a cost of a quarter Litecoin. Average ratio price of 68.32. So that tells me I'm in a winning position right now. When the current ratio is 41.64, I mean, I could technically, I could buy a quarter of a Litecoin now, and it would only cost me a little over 1,000 and like 40, a little more with the brick. So that would leave me with what shows a profit of over 650 Tron in just these trades. Now let's go to the Go Chain one. This is where I got a bunch of them. So I got Go against Sky. I got Go against Litecoin. I started against Sky before, and then I just added a bunch later, so there's going to be a lot more trades here. And let's Go against Qtum and Go against Theta. So within this, we can see May 26th starting it off and selling 30 Sky at once, and just having different funds with the numbers. And a much lower sell in here because I went really aggressive in some of these trades, and they worked. But I really only needed to allocate 9.5 of them earlier today. So I thought it was smart to just allocate less. We'll see if that works out or not. And I haven't bolded or done any of this stuff in here yet. But the current ratio is 81.17. And my statistics show I am down 21.5 Sky and up 2,400 Go at an average Satoshi or average ratio of 111. So with the price at 81, that's profit. Go against Litecoin. There's only been 4 trades. June 14th, I sold a third of a Litecoin for 1,921 Go. Ratio is 58.21. And then June 17th, I sold 0.31 for 1936. Later that day, I sold 1920, so I gained 16 and I gained 0.01. And actually, it worked out. It sucks with Litecoin on Binance because they only have 2 decimals on the trading valve, and I wish they'd have 3 or 4. So a lot of times I'll go from having like, I don't know, something like 17 Bitcoin Satoshi, and then I got like 5,000 Bitcoin Satoshi because of that. They have one less decimal. It sucks. Not whatever. And then today I ended up selling 0.31 and getting 1966. So far, I'm at 0.63 Litecoin. I'm up 3,900 plus Go. Average ratio 61.95. I'm barely losing because right now the ratio is 63.68. Go and Qtum, only 5 trades. June 13th, selling 7 Qtum, getting 960 Go. And then selling 6.2 for 942 the next day. And then 2 days later, selling 5.2 and getting 867. And then on June 18th, selling 860, getting 5.61. So in here, I gained 17 Go. I gained 0.41 Qtum with the current price at 164. I'm down, it's 153, so I'm down about 10%. And I've only really gotten started here on the Go Theta. Only 3 trades. June 17th, selling 200 Theta for 1,191 Go. 596 is the price point there. And then it goes down to 540, so 213 Theta come in, plus 13. 1150 Go out, so that's plus 41. And then now selling another 200 for 1176 on June 18th. And just the early statistics show a 651, so a small gain of less than 10%. And then I'll it gets the statistics. To me, it doesn't look pretty, but it does. It looks very pretty. I mean, I could do a lot, and if I really, really want to, I could clean this up and make it look a lot better, more organized. But it's kind of organized enough for me as it is. And I can show you one statistic, but I don't want to show you my actual trades on this one though. And right now, this is GRSDGB. The dates of the trades are on April 4th, 15th, all the way down to June 19th. So, oh man, it didn't work. Anyway. I just undid it. This is what the data is. I am out 135 and up 73 of the other. And I'm up 73 of the GRS. That's just a phenomenal trade off because 135 DGB is worth about $2 or so, maybe. I mean, it's a dollar, it's like a 1.3 cent coin. So when I go to adjust these prices, what I'll do is I'll go on here and I'll put out this spreadsheet. And what I'll do with this is I'll just cross this over like this so I can see both fields easy enough. And this is tedious, I realize, but it's not that hard. So, ARC, I mean, it's not even worth changing. It's 549. It says so. Don't even need to change it. Bitcoin Cash is at 43.29. I mean, not much of a change, but whatever. Dash is in at 1692, so it's marginally down since the last update. DGB up 1 basis point to 151. And then we'll just keep scrolling. We got ETC at 888. So that's down 1%, down 1 basis point. Go was 223, no change. GRS 43.73, now it's at 44.24, so a small rise. Komo, they got the wallets back online, so I got them back off the exchanges. 1470, so no change. Litecoin 1420, now at 1413, so down 7 basis points or a 0.5%. Neo, so nothing's moving where I get any type of real trades, especially because I'm trying to sell Neo or Litecoin for Komodo. That's not helping, but that's fine. 1421 on Neo. Qtum, it says 367, no change. Sky, 183, up 2 basis points or 1%. And then we got Theta at 1357, now at 1344, that's down 1%. Tron in at 341 before, still same price. And Ripple was at 4501, now it's at 4508. So I can look in here and see that nothing's going on for me. Nothing. I'll wait and see, but I want better than that. I would really prefer 7 or more. The one I really don't mind, the one I'm going the smallest on just for fun is Sky and Go. That's the motivator for me to play short-term moves, is picking away at these ones. But I mean, I haven't had many trades in a while on it, so it's. I mean, the volatility is always going to come and go. But what I really, really want is I want to have some of these 20, 30%, 40% moves occur where you wake up and you see, or whatever happens of a significant period of time, where something's up like 30, 40% in like a day. Something's up 350% in either even the day or in like a 4 or 5 day period. And GRS is the one I talk about. Let's just show that because it's one that when it's ready to have its big move, and maybe it'll keep doing it till it doesn't. Of course, I want to see the longer term chart, which would be that of the Bittrex one. But when this one has its moves, it's just going to be spectacular. As let's just move it to the daily. So we can see in here, this was like one day. 62 up to 18, how do you do kind of deal. And even before that, having a single day. 54 up to 92. And then even back down to 57 up to 81. So when they're ready to do it, here was a nice little spot where it had an intra move. This red candle had a low of 56, and then it rallies to a high of 8,000. That's still like meh. I mean, I get small trades on that. But organic type large move is like going to bed one day where it's at like 5,900, and then waking up and you see it's at 8,300. And then you just have great volatility continue into the next day. Yeah, and then this one in here, I mean, this is just a whatever move, but it's still a noticeable one. You spend a full day trading near 7,500, the next day it gets up to 10, 33%. But focusing on these big moves, there's a small one here that's 10,000 to 18. That's still almost a 2x. This one is like under 10 to almost 30. That's close to a 3x move. And that was following a move that had from 14 down to 4. That's like a better than a 3x move. It's like 3.5, 4x move. That's April 2018. I won't even count that small or calculate what that small would. And then you have all of these down moves after it. If you go into it here, like, oh, I want to buy this here, and eventually it's going to work for you. At least it has so far. This is like a 3-4 day gallop from 64 up to about 16. That's better than a 2x move. This 3-day gallop was from like 61 change to 12, 2x move. This move here is just beyond phenomenal. The every market, this was a dartboard rally as I called it, but not really here because this thing was actually, this is odd because October of 2017, this little move in here, this was like, yeah, no, 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 you know what? Yeah, a lot of markets went up, but even this, 1,500 to 20,000. Are you kidding me? Like 15x? Yeah, okay. This one day here, what's the percentage move on it say on the day? 63%. And you might miss some of them. You might miss this high depending on when it was, when you were active, and how the market reacted during those peak times. But several days here. This is sparking out June 3rd all the way up to July 12th. That's like 5.5 weeks. Price action leaving the 18 at about 1,300, going up to 18,000. That's like a 13, 14x move. And even in here, like a quick few day move here. 580 up to 3,000, like a 4x plus 4.5x move. So it just continuously over and over has these moves. Here's one day again where it goes 125% up. One day. Look at this green candle here. It's 64. This is a 64% up day. I know the log scale sucks on these low numbers, but the whole point of what I'm saying is that these have it when it's ready to happen. And I don't know what measure. I'm going to fast forward this, so this is going to take, it's going to go down quick here. Let's do it now. That was fast. I don't know how long of a measure is going to be so far since the top. It's been March, and that's now been over 3 months. Maybe it's going to go up. And how do you know beforehand? Like, in here, it's, oh, you know what? This had this nice little setup, but even before this move here happened. You're like looking at this, you're like, oh my goodness, you're waiting and waiting and waiting for the moves to happen. You've seen it in here back in August. Well, how long did it take from here? This is August, mid-August to early February. So all of September, October, November, December, January. That's less than a half a year. And you just wait and wait. But along the ways, you get your normal moves. So here's the spots where market goes from like 84 to like 93. I mean, you don't even get 6, 7, 8% moves. But you can still pick away at all these moves. But then when you have this day come in, oh, now how your trading strategy works. And when you're in a situation like this, and normally when you have spots of selling here and buying here, what's the differential in price? Well, that'd be going from 67 to 6,000. That's like a 10% play. When you're selling up here and you're normally doing 10% pickoffs or whatever it is, now you're going better because the market volatility organically is letting you do that. So your buybacks are going to be, you can see how it goes down like this. You can wait. When it has a big move, let it settle in. And just keep on selling until every time you get new key highs, because if you catch this live, you're just going to end up you're just going to end up averaging your way up, depending on, of course, how fast the intraday moves are as well. Because if you're live to the situation, you've seen it was that day, February 7th, and the price action was 55, and you noticed, holy crap, it's at like 6,000. It's up like 9%. So you sell a bit here. And then you noticed all day, then you sell a bit more here. And then you sell a bit more here. And then you sell a bit more here. And a bit more here. And a bit more here. Okay, so you got an average of somewhere in the middle of your move from where you started and finished selling. And there's nothing wrong with that. That can work out very, very fine. But it also means that you know that you can end up getting different pullbacks. And then sometimes when the market's going up like that, Oftentimes you can just step back and let just play it out. Try to aggressively put some decent sellers and see if they'll fill. If, for example, it's going up here, you see it's at 68.80. You want to sell it around, say, 67, so you're happy there, but you want a better number. Try to put 71, 72, or 73 and just see what happens. And also, a lot of times, what's going to happen is just because the markets move so fast, you're going to be forced to get better gains, which is a good thing because it's moving up and you're happy to say sell at 7,000 on this time frame. Your ratio of whatever it's trading against is at a spectacular spot because you want to buy Litecoin and all these others with it. But then by the time everything works out, the coins get to the exchange, and it can take a while for gross coin to get on Binance. So this is like an ideal situation for somebody like me. Is hopefully if I get lucky enough, and that's a like roulette poker, but the odds are always in your favor. That's how I believe. For me, they are anyway. That I want to sell at 7,000, so I send funds to Binance, and it might take a good half hour for those confirmations, and it does. It's not a fast send. Probably I think it's been a while since I've done it, but I think it's about 30 minutes to Binance. And I can't remember how long it takes to Bittrex offhand. It's a bit of a time, not major, not like Bitcoin Cash or anything, but or Bitcoin even, but it'll get there. So in that 30 minutes, maybe the price action goes up to 7,900 or 83. It's like sweet, I get a better deal than that. So those are the types of ideal situations that I hope to get. And that's also one reason why I kind of like Bitcoin Cash and I kind of want to move it to my wallet because I kind of want to like I'm forced to roll the dice for time and you hope to get a better play that way. And yeah, so that's that. I got really nothing more to cover. As I mean, I'm really excited about the gold and silver movements, mainly gold right now, and how it's and how we're moving this next day. Just a quick look because I like the gold chart and I got 2018 data, so let's fast forward it. It's just going strong. I like how this move comes up and now it's just consolidating at this area it didn't spend as much time with. Just a fantastic, fantastic spot. This level of resistance from 2 hours, and I mean this is off topic from my today's video, but not for the day though. But that area of resistance has been support, and I like it looks as if it's ready to leave this 18 average. We could have another amazing Friday. Could hopefully another 2% update would be nice to see. The market's of course going to do what it's going to do. But yeah, we can. I mean, it went down below the 18 here, didn't break down. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so periods now breaking out. How much time is left on this? Just starting. Not really. 28% of the way through. If this is all you got in the periods close to 3/10, because we went through 3 minutes and 15 seconds of 15, that's pretty good. But even short term, this is part of a trader. To me, this is almost like a buy spot. Like now, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I gotta look at shorter term time frames to just justify things. That's definitely where. Yeah, but you can see here on the 5, it was getting in and holding. So really, this period here was telling you to buy. When you plot how this level of resistance in here from 1840 and 1845, yeah, that's a buy. I mean, I don't really have any way of doing that. If I were to buy gold now, it would take me at least. If I were to do it, I could buy gold and have it on somebody's computer to that I've ordered it. I could do it just in a speed test if I wanted to. I could probably do it in 75 seconds. I could buy gold, and Silver Gold Bull would see it, and I would have it in my. I would, and today would be if it was Thursday night, I would get it on like Tuesday. Tuesday, but that. So to say cryptocurrencies are very liquid. If I can turn it into gold in under 2 minutes, I would have to say so. Maybe even more liquid than gold. But nice setup here. We'll see if Friday's right and it's a good day. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.